Now the girls turn their attentions on stage to each other, dark and light in a tight embrace, as Laddie advances to the lip of the stage to address the audience directly. What price would you pay for a saucy kiss? But before anyone can answer, to heckle or support, a lean figure glides forward, Parsons black, plague mask, bearing before it the grinning form of Pan Loudermilk, newly spiffed in top hat. Savior and demon, knave of hearts, and gentlemen! He cries to scattered burst of welcoming applause. Won't you give ear to my little song? As Jonathan's waltz sprints into a barrel-house scherzo and the taunting tenor rises in the dark. A gentleman needs a bit of fun, a bit of fun, a bit of fun, for he works all day from sun to sun. He works so hard, he needs his fun. So when the time comes for to play, let the gentleman have his say. He needs a taste of fluff before he's done. It is extraordinary, but two voices come in rapid counterpart from the little man. The higher melody, the deeper parenthetical growl, as if the brain speaks its rational mind while the body replies in a voice overriding all morals or conscience, the irresistible voice of the blood. At the center table, Jürgen Wieder, silent, grips his glass. The general smiles at Mr. Aerosmith, who nods in connoisseur's agreement. Rupert, absolutely calm, leans to murmur one soft word into the frowning mayor's ear. Now a lamp flickers at stage right. Lucy, bewigged in red, bangled and feathered. Miss Lucinda, who is a puppet, in blue and gaping bodice, linked elbow to elbow like a special chum. Standing over Jenny, arrayed topless on the chaise, as Laddie, every man now, canters over to mime greeting, to shed his top coat, to climb willingly aboard the pliant Jenny, her half-mast eyeballs spinning with dope, though only those on stage can see that. The audience claps in time now to his thrusts aimed to the song itself as the verse repeats, a bit of fun, and Pan Loudermilk seems to lean forward on his own, independent of his anonymous handler, to meet with his carved and gleaming eyeballs the heating gaze of every man in the house. But who's to say what fun is had? Such special fun, this lovely one. Can anything so sweet be bad? She's slippery tight, it feels just right. I could go on like this all night. Oh, Mrs. may frown, but when Mister's in town, here at this house of greatest renown, he aims to frolic Randy as a tip-top lad. Laddie pounds away at lolling Jenny, while Lucy beckons the other girls to the opposite side of the stage, her gestures broad and comically vulgar. If Laddie is every man, she is every madam. Now the mayor's chuckle, nodding in time to the music, the general and Mr. Aerosmith too. Even the soldiers are laughing as they advance, not as members of the army, but as men wanting to see, to get close to these two bare girls busy with each other, until Laddie, beaming, gains his feet again. And Pan Loudermilk, avatar, accomplice, grins upon them all, the girls, the soldiers, the ones up front in the place of honor, men of business and repute who nevertheless like their bit of fun too. His wicked, glinting gaze seems to say, to know, it is amazing how alive he is, though it is only a chunk of wood manipulated by a man. A chunk of wood that nevertheless seems to see straight into one's mind, heart, soul, prick stirring in the trousers, a master of revels who revels in license, whose mocking voice soars in tandem with Jonathan's drummed finale. So let us each to each incline, a bit of fun tonight for one. What's yours is yours, and mine is mine, although our taste may yet incline. A bit of pink, a touch of stink, and wash yourself, sir, in the sink, and trust the poppy's flowers to be kind. Now get in line. This last command delivered as if spontaneously to the soldiers swarming as though they may try to gain the stage, passions aroused. The line between lust and frustration is a thin one. Yet because they are admonished not by a man but a toy, they can laugh, and in that laughter is time enough for the curtains to safely close. Rupert turns in that same motion to the mayor, one arm on the back of his chair, and of course you follow my reasoning to restore, Rupert says, serious and leading under cover of the noise. Do I now have your assent as well? To have them back? The puppets, you mean? Already the mayor is nodding, ready to be given words to frame the thoughts he thinks he has, the rationale. So I believed from the start you would agree, says Rupert. It's why I asked your forbearance. To say the truth, sir, I fear that the total absence of the puppets would lead to a different kind of trouble. but your own, how shall I say it, difficulties with the other show. It wasn't me so much, it was Mr. France. He's young, he's hot-headed, and this time we sought to keep the focus particularly on the young ladies. I think Pearl did particularly well. Oh, Pearl was capital. As Rupert tips the whiskey to the mayor's glass, none for himself tonight, as Jürgen Wieder marks. Jürgen Wieder, who, after the puppet's first appearance, watched nothing but Rupert. His faint smile, his absorption, his attention to the played masked figure's every move, the glance they seemed to share as the curtains met. Jürgen Wieder drains the dregs of his wine, reaches for the gin, juniper reek, as the general nods briefly in his direction. Meaning what? These soldiers with their hierarchy, their habit of command. And, Mr. Bach, the general genial, may I borrow his ear a moment? Why, certainly, says the mayor, as Pearl, beckoned by Rupert, emerges to stop by the mayor's side. Damp gauze exchanged for pale muslin that hides little more. The mayor rising and beaming as Rupert pushes back his chair to follow the general. But when you have finished with the general, says Jürgen Wieder in an odd and arid tone, I would converse with you, Rupert. Of course. Jonathan's piano dances into life, a jaunty, jangly tune to drive the shared air of hilarity of an unnamed crisis, averted safely for now. Puggy hustles backstage as Istvan emerges unmasked, his gaze at once seeking Rupert, who moves toward the door beside the general. As if the gaze is a touch, Rupert turns to look, to smile at Istvan, who smiles at him, extravagant, exultant, neither marking Jürgen Wieder, who watches them both. Mr. Aerosmith has been watching as well, and now he lifts his whiskey glass. To amicable relations, you are shrewd, Mr. Wieder, to give the mayor room to turn around. The mayor's wits could turn safely in a thimble. Let us offer each other the courtesy of truth, shall we not? Mr. Aerosmith pauses. He sets down his drink. When Rupert returns, alone, Mr. Aerosmith is gone. Jürgen Wieder splashes his glass again with gin. Sit down. The performance, I thought I had made my wishes plain, Rupert. Carefully, Rupert takes his own glass, pours a finger of whiskey. It seems it was a prudent decision, since the mayor's more than placated. Mayhap you have evolved past my patronage. The gin is gone. I can always disperse my funds elsewhere, you know. Certainly you may. The man's stare is locked to his, disturbingly familiar, like being handled in an intimate place. Still, Rupert will not look away. Disperse the funds elsewhere, yes, go ahead. An orphan learns early what it is to be without, to own nothing but hunger and sweat. But there is more at stake here than mere money, far more and far more dangerous. Still, he pushes back. Your aid is always yours to offer as you will, but we will always be grateful for your past generosity. We, meaning Miss Decca and yourself. Who else? Silence. What did the general want of you? He seeks to quarter himself here with some of his men. And you agreed. Whether Rupert would have answered once more or not, told the truth or not, becomes moot as Istvan, crossing the floor, pauses smiling at their table, standing very close behind Rupert, like a man at arms, a lover, a familiar, neither deliberate nor wise. A very good evening, gentlemen, he says with a flourish of a bow. I trust you enjoyed the show. Jürgen Wieder looks at him, looks him up and down, and felicitations, he says. Your wooden wonder was a wonder to behold. His own smile stretches, shows itself as false, means to show it. How exceedingly boyish one becomes with such a plaything in hand. Many thanks, says Istvan. The pulse is beating in his throat. Rupert has gone very still. I do seek to please. No doubt why you tarry here. The poppy is a haven of pleasures, is it not, Rupert? A precipice pause. His smile becomes a crocodile's, one finger leveled to point. I'll have your boy. Past Istvan to Laddie, quick and graceful, and a better drink than this filthy bootblack's gin, if you please. Istvan can feel it, Rupert's anger coiled in his stillness. Feel it when he pauses for a steadying breath, and I have some brandy I will gladly share, but Vladimir, not this evening. You must choose another. A moment's long silence, very long. Istvan's hand drops discreetly to his side, nearer his pocket and the gutting knife, until that one, Jürgen pointing this time at Jenny. Send her up with the bottle alone. Barely civil, he leaves the table, leaves Istvan to let out a hiss, and only the devil hears wishes as his hand rises to Rupert's shoulder, a claiming pressure. Won't you be alone with him tonight? Is that true about Laddie? It was. Rupert frowns, lines deep in his forehead. Jenny's barely awake and not at all to his taste, but still, I'd rather he have none of them. I'd rather someone shoot him in the fucking face. Oh, thank you kindly, as a passerby thumps his shoulder. Damn good show, sir, and hands him a shot of gin that he downs at once, a little smile growing irrepressible as he turns again to Rupert. You like the show? We did well together, yeah? Very well. Just like before, yeah? Yes. Rupert's smile is slower but sweet to Istvan when it comes as he rises from the chair to stand face to face. Istvan's gaze avoids when he murmurs as sweetly, shall I come to you later on? Madness even to go near him, with Vitor there in the house, but Rupert's look in return is one of helpless heat and cherishing, calamity and love, what Jonathan calls the kismet. If you're going to drown, do it in deep water. Yes, deeper even than the sea. When I can, I'll come to you. Wait for me. Right on time. So as you see, these people have a lot of problems. And a lot is going on in their little town, and nobody is who they seem, and everybody's using different names. So enter at your own risk. Thank you.